History is here in every single nook and cranny of this country. I was hell-bent on going to some Ivy college like Oxford or Cambridge. I was given a very harsh reality check by somebody that I'm not ready to go to Oxford. Life is going to completely change now. It's going to take a 180-degree diametrical opposite turn. Once you have figured out what is it and why is it that you want to do, you have already won half the battle. So I come from Faridabad. I'm not a Haryanvi by descent, but I have grown up in Faridabad all my life. I would say I'm more of a typical DPS kid. And the thing is that both my parents are doctors, and I've chosen a path that's rather unconventional to their liking, for something that they did not want initially, at least. Later on, they have been supportive. Thanks to my father, who also in his youth wanted to become a historian, but could not happen at that point of time. And he used to tell me stories of great kings and great dynasties and stuff, and how one dynasty takes over the another, great wars. And growing up in Delhi, it's just something that you cannot avoid, you know. History is here in every single nook and cranny of this country, of this city particularly. That got ingrained into me, and I grew up with that atmosphere. And there were tons and tons of books around me. We have a huge library of some 800-900 books in our home. So much knowledge and so much historical knowledge is just available to you at all points of time whenever you need it. So that's how history initially happened. In my case, I wasn't the one who had much to do with it. My father was the one. Once again, it was my father who had a lot to do with it. When he was just a young doctor, he wished to go abroad, but again, that did not happen. So it's like I'm following all my father's dreams at this point. And he presented a very romanticized picture of Britain to me. Those lanes of Oxford, the serenity of Oxford, the climate of Oxford, and all of that. It just seemed utopian to me. Something that I wanted to pursue. And so a 12-year-old me, 11-year-old me, even though I did not know at that point that I want to do a course specifically in history, I knew that I like history, that I did not know that I'm going to do that as a career path. But I had already decided that I have to go to Oxford someday. That still has not happened for me yet, but hopefully in the future. So this goes back all the way to 2022. And at that time, I was hell-bent on going to some Ivy college like Oxford or Cambridge. And in bachelor's, you can only apply to one of those universities. You can't apply to both Oxford and Cambridge through the UCAS application. I was very overconfident over my skills and over what I want to do and stuff. And I was like, yeah, पहुंच ही जाएंगे Oxford, कुछ ना कुछ करके पहुंच जाएंगे. I was given a very harsh reality check by somebody, a senior, after an hour-long grilling session with him, that I'm not ready to go to Oxford. I'm not ready to go anywhere, in fact. So that was the first time thinking about it. And that's how we reached Delhi University, which has been a good part of my life since I've rediscovered an interest in history, rediscovered my love for the subject. And I have made a direction for myself that has led me to where I am right now. The plan was already in place for this. I had not completely dropped the plan of going abroad. I had just postponed it to my master's degree. What changed was that, well, while I was at school, I realized that the peer circle was a very different kind of people. The kind of people who come from abroad, from all across India, and the kind of students I had interactions with, the kind of professors I had interaction with, they have a very different outlook towards the subject. And that kind of helped me rediscover this interest, rediscover my love for the subject, and I decided that, okay, I have a direction. Now I just have to figure out what I want to do in this particular field. That is what changed in me. That is what made me ready. When I finally decided to get serious about this thing was when I was doing a fellowship at the Consortium for Global Scholars. I was surrounded by a group of hyper-intellectual people. Some of them, they have applied to these same universities with me, got admits from these same universities with me. And that is when I decided, with some help from my professor, that I need some counseling session, something that will just help me get a direction to what I want to do. And that is where Leverage Edu came into the picture. And I felt that Leverage Edu was good for me because I booked a counseling session with them. Both me and my parents were quite convinced. We had a conversation with one very senior member at the organization, and so I remember with our counseling session, she told me about this gentleman called S.L. Bhairappa and his works in history, in South Indian history, and that is what convinced us, you know, if we have counselors who have that kind of command over the subject, I think that would help us more in deciding what to do, in getting more refined with what we have to do. So Leverage में आके there was something I was able to grasp a lot of concepts that were not in my head before, because the other counselors that I went to, I were not able to give me anything that was of value that I did not know before. Aside from the fact that there are 4 factors required to get into universities in UK, what else can we do? That is where I think IV100 came into place. Basically, you need 4 things, as I mentioned before. 4 things are main. One is your grades. Second one was my academic CV. And that is where it struck me, my CV is anything but academic. And it is all disorganized in a document. The moment I entered the IV100 program was that we sorted out the CV into looking like something that was organized and what you would call quote unquote academic. The second part of the application for me, that where I felt a lot of help was needed, was sorting out the letter of recommendation, and that's the third factor that's important for getting in. Mainly I managed to get letter of recommendations from 2 of my professors, and while doing that, leverage also managed कि उस चीज़ को edit करे and उस चीज़ को refine करे ताकि it suits what the university is looking for. The second most important part of the application process was the SOP, your personal statement. This is where it took me many months, and it took both me and Ritika ma'am brainstorming for several hours over this thing. Reason being that we have to apply to several universities. The first university I was applying to was Cambridge. For Cambridge, we needed not just an SOP but a research proposal, 1000 word with the bibliography, with the references and stuff, and required a lot of reading. And again, that took several days of brainstorming, several days of me jotting down points, taking notes and stuff, and Ritika ma'am and her team trying to refine that, edit that into something that's more meaningful, more coherent. And I think that was very helpful. I guess the first admit that came in was the University of Birmingham. And the very next day I got an admit from LSE. Everyone around me, my friends, everybody, they were like just very happy, and I had to immediately call up a few people, my parents included, but by the time they had already slept at that time. I informed them about this the next morning, and they were very happy, they were very proud about it. A little scared. Life is going to completely change now. It's going to take a 180-degree diametrical opposite turn. And that kind of worried me, but at the same time, I felt that it's all coming together, all the dots are connecting finally. It just brings back to me all the things that I've sacrificed, not just in these months, but all the things that were done in 4 years before that. It wasn't just something that 4 महीने में हुआ, it was something जो कि 4 साल की मेहनत थी उसके पीछे. One thing I realized, that obviously readiness is about mindset, and that mindset needed to be developed through continuous work being put into on it. And looking back, I feel that work I put in, the countless nights that I could not sleep because of it, the amount of pressure I had to take on, the academic pressure, the pressure of doing supracurriculars, the pressure of doing internships, the pressure of writing papers and presenting them. I feel like that mindset of believing that you're ready for something, 90% of it is going to come through this kind of thing, and the rest 10% is obviously somewhere I think Leverage Edu was very instrumental in helping me in that. I guess that is what has changed looking back. I guess it's very difficult to please your younger self, but I still feel like that 16-year-old me, with all the optimism and all the over-ambitiousness in the world, would be bedazzled, would be very happy with this thing, would be proud that we're getting somewhere, we're getting towards the dream, we have taken one major step. It's not something that would make him jump out of the bed probably, because younger me always knew that I am going to make it someday. That would be one thing. Younger me would be proud of what I'm doing right now. I think if you're in that stage of life, first it is very important to know what you want to do, and then realize why you want to study that, what stems your interest in that particular thing, because this is something that is going to be very taxing, it's going to be very tenacious, it's going to take up a lot of your time, your energy, your money, your maybe your friends even, but that is something that you have to figure out in a very, very specific manner. Only then go ahead with that, because once you have figured out what is it and why is it that you want to do, you have already won half the battle, and rest of it is just bits and scraps that you have to pick up.